We are Pablo,
Diego,
and Juan.
and we are here to present you the program Guess the Character.
Do you want to play with us? From the end of the 15th century, the inhabitants of the planet entered into communication. The Indian Ocean became the ocean with the highest trading traffic in the world.
The Mediterranean was too small for Europeans and Arabs.
the Atlantic Ocean offered new possibilities. Spaniards and Portuguese shipped on their explorations. Spaniards through the west and Portuguese through the east winded the world.
Today, we have with us a great historical character that made possible a great adventure. Since when did you feel attracted by the sea?
From childhood, I was born in Getaria, Guipúzcoa. My father was a fisherman and he had his own boat. I was a fisherman since I was very small and I even had my own boat, 200 tons.
With such a large ship, you should have done more than fishing.
Yes, I have the fleets of the great Captain and Cardinal Cisneros.
So the king should have rewarded you well?
No, I didn't receive any reward. I had to mortgage and then sell my boat to some Italian merchants. Since it was time of war, it was forbidden to sell armed ships to foreigners. That's why I was prosecuted by the justice authorities. I took refuge in Seville, and there I found out that an expedition was departing to the Moluccan Islands. I thought it was a good opportunity to make a living.
What was in the Moluccan island that produced so many benefits?
Spices.
Spices, did that give benefits?
Yes, they were very popular in my time throughout Europe. As there were no refrigerators, we used them to preserve meat. Moreover, when meat is in bad conditions, adding spices improves its taste. Spices were hard to find and their prices were very high.
When did you leave Seville?
We left on August the 10th. We were near 250 men in 5 ships laden with supplies for almost 2 years. The trip took 3. I was lucky. I wasn't just a sailor. I was second in command on board the ship Concepcion because of my experience as a navigator.
Has anyone ever traveled that trip?
Never. Our admiral wanted to go to the East Indies on an alternative route. He wanted to get the east sailing towards the west.
So, did you go on an adventure?
We knew that the earth was round, and in addition, Amerigo Vespuccio had said that the new continent could be crossed through the River Plate, which was not the case. We were cartographers and good navigators. We had no GPS, no radars, but we knew how to guide ourselves very well with the compass, astrolabe, and Portland charts. We left Sanlúcar and reached the mouth of the River Plate, but once there, we realized traversing the continent following that route was not possible, so we pointed south towards Patagonia.
Once in Patagonia, was it easy to reach to the Pacific Ocean?
No, it wasn't easy at all. We spent many months there. We got very cold, we suffered numerous storms, and we crossed very narrow channels. We were very discouraged. Many men wanted to return to Spain, and they revolted. The admiral was very violent with us. Many men were abandoned, others died. In the end, there were only 3 ships left. I saved myself because the admiral forgave me. We continued the journey until one day. I remember it with so much emotion. The captain had sent 2 ships to sail through those channels. For 3 days we knew nothing of them, but on the 3rd day, shouts and screams of joy came from the ships returning with the sails deployed. They had found a way. It took us 26 days to get through it.
So were you close to the Moluccan Islands?
We thought so, but as days went by and we only saw water, we understood that we were not in the Indian Ocean. We were in the Pacific Ocean.
How long did it take you to get to the Moluccan Islands?
We sailed for 3 months. One day our watch shouted, land ahoy! We had arrived at the island of the thieves. I think you call them Mariana Island now. The natives treated us very badly. They got on our ships and stole whatever they found. When we could, we recovered our ships and we left for the Philippine island, where we found a lot of gold.
Did you carry the gold?
No, the natives attacked us on the island of Mactan, and our captain died. It was May 1521.
Who did take charge of the expedition from that moment?
After some more attacks, my colleagues Gomez Espinosa and me took charge each one of a ship. Espinosa was in command of the Trinidad. I was in command of the Victoria. We had to set fire to the Concepcion because it was eaten away by worms. With our 2 ships and 70 men, we managed to reach the objective, the island of Tidor in the Moluccas. This time we were very well received. There we found what we had been looking for: cloves, ginger, nutmeg. The Trinidad stayed there because it had to be repaired.
With the mission accomplished and the Victory loaded with spices, the return trip must have been for the crew as returning on a cruise.
No, unfortunately not. We returned by the Portuguese route. We were violating the Treaty of Tordesillas, so we had to sail far from the coast to avoid being seen by the Portuguese. The crossing was long and men were faint. I had to head for the Cape Verde island. The Portuguese discovered us with spices. Before we were caught, all 17 men and me sailed to Sanlúcar. We got there on September the 6th, 1522. I will never forget how they welcomed us. The emperor rewarded the sailors with 20% of the goods brought. He named me a knight. In my coat of arms you can see a sphere of the world with the Latin legend Primus circumdedisti me, in memory of my feet.
Their first round trip of the war had been achieved. The value of spices they brought was such that it served to pay the expenses of the expedition and generate profits.
The expedition was very important from the scientific point of view. Geographical knowledge improved, much information was provided about breeds, plants and animals of those regions of the world.
A new maritime route was opened, and the roundness of the earth was directly checked.
We have already given you enough clues.
Do you know who our character is?
If you have found it out, leave his name in the comment section below.